Over the last year, silver has dropped relative to gold over 22%. It's a massive decrease in value, and it certainly makes silver look much more attractive right now. But despite that, there are of course a lot of pitfalls for buying silver relative to gold. So today I want to examine some of the pros and cons for both silver and gold right now. And quite frankly, even though silver looks cheap, gold is always a safer option. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a warm welcome to you all joining me for another precious metal ramble. Now today I want to talk about the growing perceived unobtainability of gold. Right now gold's price points are pretty high relative to silver, and even more so exacerbated by the pound versus the dollar. So for us in the UK it's close to its all-time highs, and that sometimes might make silver more of an attractive purchase. But there are a lot of negatives about buying silver, certainly here in the UK, which I think are still applicable to a lot of other countries around the world right now. And that's why I want to make a case for why, despite the high prices that we're seeing for gold right now, it is still potentially the better buy for a lot of people. This unobtainability of gold versus silver as well, because of its just sheer price difference, is often cited as a barrier to entry for a lot of people for buying it in the first place, and as such they have to settle for silver as a second best. I also want to talk about that and why that's not necessarily the right thing to look to do with your cash. Now, I'm not a financial advisor, and whilst I'm sharing a lot of opinions about what's right for me in my own financial situation, it might not be right for you. So please do bear that in mind. Have a good think about what's right for you in your situation. And I'd love to know what you think down in the comment section below. So please share your thoughts and opinions down there. We'll have a fun, healthy debate. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you're not subscribed, like 70% of all the views on this channel. So for me as a silver and gold stacker, it's an interesting one right now because we're in this situation where gold is significantly higher than silver in terms of that value point. And it's exacerbated, I think, by, of course, many geopolitical events and, of course, the growing economic instability that we're seeing around the world. And a lot of people think that because of this rising ratio of the gold and silver that right now silver is the thing to buy. And I'm not going to disagree. I think that is potentially the right course of action. If you can buy silver at a cheap price, if you can buy silver at spot price or gold at spot price, then right now silver at spot price is the thing to buy, let me tell you, in my opinion anyway. If you can get those deals, of course, that's another matter because, of course, premiums right now are very high. Regardless of which country you're in the UK, it's even more so because of the sales tax that we have to pay on top of any silver we buy from businesses. But to be quite frank, if you can buy silver on the second-hand market at lower premiums, it's certainly more attractive right now than buying gold. When I look back at my own purchases of gold and silver, you're looking back to 2015, 16, 17, when I was buying my first bits of silver at £12 an ounce basically was the rough average that my first bits of silver were at. And I remember buying 1 ounce gold coins for around the £950 an ounce mark. And those are great price points to have started at. But when you're new now and you're looking at these price points, you're thinking, well, hang on, silver's only gone up by, £8 an ounce spot price, but gold's gone up by £600 an ounce spot price. And you've only got to look at those percentages to work out that actually gold over that long term has performed better. It's been that more stable asset and something that people, I think, will get more value out over a long time. But does that mean that we're at the highs right now and we should be avoiding gold? Well, it depends on your long-term outlook or your short-term outlook. If you're looking to buy gold for that longer-term period, then I do think that even with the price points as they are right now, it represents a safer place to put cash than silver. We are seeing ridiculous premiums that are growing week by week almost on silver around the world, and that's in part due to various different social media crazes and influences and all of that, which I've commented on in previous videos. I'm not going to go into many more detail on it now. But there is a lot of hype and there's a supposed shortage, but quite frankly, it's just dealers understanding that there are a lot of captive audiences out there that think that silver is the only thing that they can buy. So my argument here is that if you do have some cash that you're putting aside each month to look to buy metals with, perhaps skip a month and save that extra cash to put into gold. Even at these higher price points, I think that it's a lot more liquid. If you've got big budgets to go out and buy 100 ounces of silver on the silver raid day, then of course you're going to have the cash to buy gold. In my opinion, putting money into high premium products is a risk. It's something that people don't necessarily understand. And especially if you're caught up in hype and hysteria and going above and beyond your own financial means, it can be very dangerous and exceptionally risky. So we've only got to look at the numbers on that. If you buy a piece of silver in the UK right now, brand new bits of silver from the dealers at 40% premium, which is quite conservative considering a lot of the markets out there for brand new silver. If you are forced to sell that at some point, you're going to be looking to sell it to a dealer at spot, maybe on the second-hand market for 20% over spot. That seems to be about right now. If you're in the US, there will be a less high swing. You'll have your buy price lower than that. But to be quite frank, there are some high premiums on things like US Eagles right now that are, causing, I think, quite a lot of people to have second thoughts about even buying them, which is completely understandable. So gold is, in my opinion, a much safer option. Yes, you'll be putting more cash into buying gold. There are great options out there for fractional bits of gold. There are sovereigns, which are one of the cheapest fractional pieces of gold that you can buy. They are fantastic sizes, fantastic weights. They have history to them. This one's actually a secondary market sovereign, which I bought at pretty close to spot price. It's a fractional piece of gold that you can put aside. And in my opinion, I think that having that liquidity of that gold, where you've bought gold at 4% over spot, I think is a 4% over spot is a pretty good price, all things told, for gold right now. For new gold, if you can buy second-hand gold at 2% over spot or even less, you're in a great shape to look to preserve that liquidity, and that's one of the things a lot of people miss out on. Now, if your goal is to hold the silver for 20, 30, 40 years, then now could be the time to look to buy silver, relative to gold anyway. There's an interesting thought in my mind about the recent performance of silver and gold. If you look at a chart over a year, silver is down 7.5% in pounds, and it's up 16.8% for gold. It's a very, very big difference. In fact, let's have a quick look at the US dollar change over a year. So over a year, gold has gone up 1.6%, but silver has gone down 20.4% over a year. Now that says to me one of two things. One, at the time, silver was inflated, and gold has been that stable, desirable product, that thing that people really, really want. Silver has gone down 20% in a year. That's a huge shift, but that puts potential for silver in its favor to go up, or something to equalize. So right now, there's one of two things in my mind that can happen. Silver is either going to go up quite significantly, and we're talking 15-20% gains on silver over a short term. And what I mean by short term is over the next 6 months. Or gold is going to come down in price significantly. Personally, I feel like the latter is more likely. I feel like we're going to see prices drop for gold. I think silver's point right now where it's at $22 an ounce. Can't see it going much lower than perhaps 21. So I do feel that there is this potential now for silver to kind of go up and equalize, and for gold to come down. So for me as a stacker, my thoughts, my strategies are very much right now, silver's just a little bit too much of a liability to hold in significant volumes, because I personally feel like silver is going to stay relatively stagnant. It's certainly not going to gain the 20% that one would need it to relative to gold. However, I do think it's likely that gold will drop over this next couple of months, and then that will be the buying opportunity that many want. So for right now, if you're looking at saving cash and putting it into metals, have a little bit of a think about keeping that cash on hand. Yes, inflation is a thing, and yes, it's a very scary thing for a lot of people, and everyone is worried about their cash in their bank account eroding away. But even if your cash inflates away a little bit over the next couple of months, if gold comes down 15-20%, it's going to be a big time to look to buy and get in on this perceivably unattainable metal. So that's my thoughts and opinions. As I said at the start of the video, I'd love to know what you think. So please feel free to comment down below, and we'll see you down in that comment section. If you've enjoyed this video and my realistic kind of grounded look at metals, then make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you've not already done so and you like our videos, there's a good chance you'll like the ones that we make in the future. Thank you one and all for watching. We'll see you on the next one. And as always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.